Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse here, aka BGFH, and I am back for a shorter video this time, but I want to cover, we are going to have another non-E3 2020 video. And I forgot about it. I was totally busy doing work and other stuff this afternoon. So I missed Sony's State of Play event on The Last of Us Part 2. And that is a game that I'm very much looking forward to. I know it's coming out next month in mid-June, and really looking forward to that. I bought the original, the original Last of Us when I saw like the first E3 gameplay demo. I largely bought a PlayStation 3 for that game, and I beat it, and I'm very curious to see where the story goes for the second one. I know there's been some pre-release footage and plot spoilers and stuff out there. I have stayed away from all of it, but we are going to, since it's kind of an official reveal from Sony, we are going to watch their State of Play event and see what, just see what this game is all about. There's supposedly going to be a gameplay demo. There's no other PS5 news or anything like that. This is all about The Last of Us Part 2. We are going to watch that right now. So I queued it up here. I have not seen this at all. Oh, yes, let me watch the dang video. What was it with the parental control stuff lately? I don't remember seeing that before until fairly recently. Here we go. State of Play.
I know you wish things were different.
Oh, I can't wait for this game. Ellie and Joel. There's Joel, Ellie.
I wish things were different.
And this time you play as Ellie.
Ellie! But they ain't.
Whoa, what the hell is going on there? Wow.
Please stop.
I think this is the trailer they released not terribly long ago. Naughty Dog. These guys know how to make one hell of a video game, that's for sure.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
Yep, I think this is the trailer.
To do this smart, we'd be leaving Jackson vulnerable.
So they just get away with this?
How'd you find us?
And this series is really bleak. The first game alone gets really gnarly.
But not at any cost.
I'll chat a little bit more about it at the end, after this is done. Give my final thoughts.
I always hope you make it.
I think he's turning away from her. She wants to go extreme for something.
I have to finish it.
There's a cost.
And I really wonder what kind of accessibility
We could have killed
features
you.
are going to be in it.
Maybe you should have.
Maybe. Yep, that was the trailer from a few weeks ago. Oh, this! I love
I'm
the.
Neil Druckmann, Vice President of Naughty Dog and the Director of The Last of Us Part 2.
I love the music in this game
We're just
too.
a few weeks away from launch on June 19th, when the
Yes.
game will finally be in your hands.
Heck yeah!
The wait has been long, and we're extremely grateful for your patience, especially now in the midst of these unprecedented and challenging times. We hope you're all taking care of yourselves and that you, your friends, and your loved ones are doing well.
And if you haven't had enough
Because of
misery,
these
here's
extraordinary
some more.
circumstances, we can't be together in this final stretch and share the experience like we usually would. So today we're trying something different. Something we've never done before.
Okay.
Over the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to give you an in-depth look into what awaits you in The Last of Us Part 2,
Excellent.
including new details about the gameplay experience and story.
Okay.
And to cap it all off, we'll be showing a never-before-seen lengthy gameplay sequence.
Excellent. That's what
You'll
we came
definitely
here
want
to
to stick
see.
around for that.
Oh, I sure will.
I don't know what happened. I was supposed to take her to the Fireflies and walk away. They were actually going to make a cure. The only catch, it would kill her.
Yep. Oh, that was a
The
rough
Last of Us
ending.
Part 2 picks up Ellie and Joel's story several years after the events of the first game.
Okay.
Ellie and Joel have settled in Jackson, Wyoming, amongst a thriving community of survivors.
I think
With the threats of the world kept outside the town's walls, Jackson has been able to find relative peace and even stability. Ellie is now 19, lives on her own, and has been able to forge lasting relationships within the community.
Scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate our kiss from last night?
However, this peace is short-lived.
of course it is.
Jackson and Ellie suffer a violent and traumatizing event. Ellie sets off back into the treacherous outside world in search of retribution and justice. Her journey will take her to new parts of the country previously unexplored in The Last of Us.
Okay. God,
The
this is
story
a good
spans
looking game.
multiple seasons and climates, from the snow-capped mountains of Jackson to the lush Pacific Northwest.
Ooh.
Each introduces a wide range of exterior and interior environments for you to navigate and explore,
I mean,
rendered
who-
in meticulous detail and unprecedented scale with the latest iteration of the Naughty Dog engine.
God, you don't even really need
Our
a new
goal
system
was to
with
make these environments
things
not
that
only
look this
beautiful,
good.
but feel as grounded and authentic to the cities they're based on as possible. Much of the story unfolds in what remains of Seattle, a massive former quarantine zone. Its locales are incredibly diverse, spanning a dense city center with a skyline of towering high-rises to the beautiful suburbs and stormy waterfronts that surround it.
Cool.
The city exhibits drastic shifts in architecture, elevation, and weather. And with Part 2, we've introduced new traversal mechanics that afford greater exploration and ways to navigate threats.
Yeah, I think she can actually jump
Ellie
this
is not
time.
only able to climb and jump over gaps, but she can use ropes to scale vertical terrain or swing over obstacles, allowing you to discover new areas, resources, and side narratives.
Oh, I hope there's some accessibility things to have those things
These
pointed
more
out
open
for you
environments
better.
also create new strategic considerations in combat, whether it's to get the jump on enemies or bypass them entirely. The Last of Us Part 2 features some of the largest environments we've ever created. Horseback riding will allow Ellie to quickly cover some of these expansive terrains.
There's a little bit of
Some
that in the
streets are
first
so
game.
flooded that a boat is required to navigate them.
Huh.
However, the world of The Last of Us is as lush and inviting as it is deadly.
Yeah.
As Ellie uncovers the path to finding those who have wronged her, she must face the many threats of this unknown city. In the wake
Yeah.
of the pandemic and the fall of the quarantine zone, Seattle has become a war zone, where
Yeah,
two
boy.
warring factions find themselves in
Pandemic,
an ongoing
quarantine.
conflict for territory and resources. One of these groups is the Washington Liberation Front, otherwise known as the WLF. The WLF are a militia group that began as resistance to the military occupation of Seattle and eventually wrestled control of the city from them. They are
Okay.
highly trained, organized, and well-equipped with weapons they stole from the army. They occupy much of the city, imprisoning or killing trespassers on sight.
Lovely.
We got another trespasser. A girl. Did you see her?
No, but you're dead, so yeah.
On the other side of this bloody conflict is a group of religious zealots called the Seraphites,
Oh,
or
lovely.
scars, defined by the self-inflicted deep cuts that they bear across their faces.
Ew.
Like the
Cults are
WLF,
nuts,
they're
guys.
deeply tribalistic and territorial. They're known for being stealthy, using overgrowth as cover, and they use more silent weapons like bows and arrows.
Oh, goody, so I
Flipper
won't
wings.
be able to see them.
But beyond this conflict among survivors, the threat that originally brought the world to its knees is very much present. Every human is in danger of falling victim to the infected.
Yeah.
They are the recently infected runners, who are more numerous and aggressive in this game.
Oh, goody. I'm going to pause it here for a second. So, the things that I have concerned, as good as this game looks, the thing that I'm most concerned about is having some sort of a highlight or glowiness or something to kind of indicate where you're supposed to go. Because, like I said, as these environments get so rich in detail, as a low vision user, like they mentioned using ropes and stuff to be able to climb and stuff like that. And like if there's only key points where you can do that, I really hope that they draw your attention to it somehow. Maybe that there's some additional HUD that you can kind of put on to help do that, you know, similar to like how Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider did and a couple of other games. And I know this game has really mixed feelings. The other thing that I really want to just really briefly chat about is the fact that, you know, it's one of those games it's interesting that it's coming out now. You know, they mentioned the pandemic and the quarantine. Like I said, it's oddly relevant, although, yeah, I know we're not like zombies or weird infected things, but as grim as this game is, and I know a lot of people, like, they might want to play it, but in a time like this, you know, it's just a little bit too grim for a lot of people, and I totally get that. But as much as it is, you know, I'm just kind of separating it from our reality, and I'm still very interested in seeing where the story goes. So let's continue.
The blind but extremely deadly clickers,
Oh,
and the stalkers, who sneak and hide until they're ready to attack, surprising their victims with extreme agility.
Oh,
and
those things
brutal
are fugly.
violence.
God.
The Last of Us Part 2 introduces new stages of infected, such as the Shamblers.
Oh, goody.
Large, heavily armored enemies that are covered in pustules. Upon
Ew.
getting close to you, they expel a corrosive spore cloud that burns its victims.
Ew.
But our most terrifying and lethal new forms of infected will have to wait until you play the game for yourselves.
Oh, lovely. Sounds like the equivalent of a tank.
Overcoming these threats will require careful consideration of how you approach every combat encounter and how you leverage Ellie's unique skills, equipment, and the environment to your advantage. The WLF patrol the streets of Seattle with guard dogs, which are capable of detecting and following you, even while in cover.
Yeah,
They can
'cause
pick
they
up your
sniff you
scent
out.
and alert their handlers to your presence.
Uh-huh.
Listen mode will reveal your scent trail, so keep moving and cause distractions to avoid detection.
Okay.
25 years after the pandemic began, the world is completely overgrown. Use tall grass to hide from enemies and go prone to stay out of sight. However, this form of analog stealth means you're never fully hidden. If enemies get close enough, they can discover you, even in grass. When Ellie is overwhelmed,
Well, it's
running away is a
realistic.
viable option. You can also break glass or crawl through tight spaces to find new paths or areas to evade or take on your enemies. In any given combat situation, you can flee an encounter and re-establish stealth to regain the advantage. If you
Yeah,
absolutely
that's
have to
good.
fight your way out, there are a variety of tools at your disposal. Ellie's more agile than most of her enemies. She can sprint and quickly dodge incoming attacks. Learning how opponents attack with different weapons and mastering the timing of your dodges will prevent you from taking damage and create opportunities to counterattack. You can use throwable items or well-placed shots to stun enemies before
God, this
killing
looks
them.
brutal.
Or using them as a shield to protect yourself or buy some time to figure out your next move.
Wow. Yeah, they're not
Ellie isn't
hiding
always alone on
anything
the
in
journey.
these games. It's...
Allies will take part in helping you navigate the environments, spot enemies, and meaningfully help you in combat encounters.
good. Especially for enemies I can't see. I wonder if there's like an auto lock on, or like a lock on, where you can hit like a lock on button and it'll trigger the nearest enemy. I know, I think the Uncharted games started having that, and some other titles have started doing that too. It's an optional thing. I hope they do that.
Between the human survivors and the roaming infected, there will be times where multiple threats are present, creating new strategic considerations and opportunities.
Yeah, make the infected kill the humans, or vice versa.
You can choose whether to attack these opponents separately and directly, or find ways to pit them against each other.
Yeah, that's what I like to see.
flee as they fight, or wait until their numbers have thinned out and engage with whomever's left.
Sounds good to me. That sounds like a good old time. Oh, clickers, I hate them. I think your knife is not disposable this time. I think I heard in like an earlier video, which is thank God, because you only
Our
used them
goal is
once
to
and then
create
they...
unparalleled attention, coupled with deep systems that
In
give
the
you
first
greater
game?
control and influence over your journey. As you play, you'll be able to invest in a broad collection of crafting items, weapon,
looks fairly
and player
similar.
upgrades through training manuals scattered throughout the environment and scavenging for ingredients. These skills and upgrade manuals cater to a variety of playstyles, and the choices you make will create your own distinct experience.
I like to go stealth until shit goes really
We
bad
also
and
wanted to
then
extend
just
that
unleash.
agency and personalization to your weapons through our new workbench system. Scavenge for parts to
text
modify
is
and improve your weapon's performance and attributes,
Okay.
all of
Could
which
be
are
a little
visualized
bigger.
and become part of your character.
Okay, sniper rifle.
Survival will also require using the parts and ingredients that you'll find in the environment, which can be crafted into a wide range of defensive and offensive items, like proximity mines, explosive arrows, pistol suppressors, and more.
Cool. And all of this is pretty much gameplay so far. This is what I want from like a next gen, like a Xbox Series X or PS5 event. Like, explain a game and just show it off. Like, none of these pre-rendered crap. Like, this gives me like, oh, this is what the game is going to play
All of
like.
these gameplay systems are meant to immerse you in the world and make you feel in lockstep with Ellie's emotional journey. As we've said before, this is Naughty Dog's largest, most ambitious game. It may seem like we covered a lot, but we've only scratched the surface of what it's like to play The Last of Us
Oh, I'm
Part 2.
sure.
We can't wait for you to experience it all for yourself on June 19th.
Yay! I wonder if that's a Tuesday or
Until
a
then,
Friday.
here's an extended sequence of never-before-seen gameplay. Enjoy.
I predict I will have to be sick that day so I can play it. I've been really looking forward to this game. I don't think I'll be able to stream it though. I know there's PS4 remote play, but I haven't figured out, I haven't got that to work yet, and I don't know if it's gonna, how well it's going to work, because I'm sure it's pretty internet intensive. Might have to look into it though.
Did you find her yet?
Alright, she's swimming at night.
Isaac's not happy about it.
Escape.
I hope there's not a lot of underwater. Oh no, the moment I say that, she goes to swim underwater. No, because I hate breathing underwater. I hate having to swim. That looks really kind of like hard to see underwater too. I mean, it could be the resolution of the video too, but ugh, I hate trying to find my way underwater. I hope there's not a lot of that. I remember in the first game she couldn't swim, and Ellie or Joel always had to help her across with like a board. It was kind of a reoccurring puzzle type or situation that you guys had to do. All right, get out of the water, Ellie. There you go. And interrogate.
Don't make a fucking sound. Hands up. Easy. Easy. Do you know a girl named Nora?
Sure, yeah.
Where is she?
In the hospital.
Where in the hospital?
Yeah, they're clearing out the upper floors. She's somewhere in there.
Oh, good lord. Ellie's just turned into a frickin' serial killer. I mean, good lord. I mean, I know Joel was too, but she's just... This game is so... Like I said, I think brutal is about the main word for it. It is rough. Okay, we're gonna head upstairs.
Boats away. Word is we're almost wrapped up.
Good. I got my girl waiting for him for Bob.
I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. It's a little quiet.
They put you with Joe again?
Upstairs.
Hey, we get the job done.
I bet you do. No, this is not fair.
I'm telling you, man. Data soldier. It makes these shifts so much easier.
Sure.
Okay, what's she gonna do?
Fuck. Sounds like scars are getting closer.
But that's our guys executed.
I think somebody else is getting a little close too.
Did you hear about we're all getting called up to the fob?
I heard that Isaac wants us to retake all of downtown.
I heard we might take the fight to them.
No way. Not after what went down last time. Even Isaac isn't that crazy.
Okay, where are they? Gonna go around the vehicle here. This is ambulance. Oh, okay.
Shut up. All right. Calm down.
Oof. Okay. Man, Ellie is not messing around, I'll tell you that.
Charlotte! Roger and back! Sticky tape from that way!
Ooh, what do we got here? Are we gonna climb up the ladder? Yep.
Someone's out there.
Can you knock those lights out? Okay, what are we doing? Oh, damn! Wow, okay. Molotov him, okay. Death from above. She hasn't been fully detected yet. I know she will eventually, though, I'm almost certain, because I'm sure they'll end with some really violent and dramatic shootout. Okay. Pop him with the bow. God, I haven't played my PS4 in a while. I gotta remember, I'm trying to remember if the PS4 controller has a headphone jack in it, because I want to play it with some good headphones. And not my kind of crappy TV speakers. Okay, that works. Yeah, she's silent and deadly. I don't know if I would have crafted right there. I would have gone behind that cover first, but just in case, but sure. Pop.
Saw movement.
I'll go check it out. I got you covered. Holy shit!
Yeah, I think there's somebody that might be dead. Oh, okay. Explode.
Drop her now! Asshole!
Damn. And that's it. Even like the first game, the encounters, you didn't fight it. You fought it several guys, but you didn't fight like armies of them at a time. They were trying to make it where like smaller groups of enemies to where like all the battles felt more impactful. You know, like instead of just killing hundreds of dudes, you're killing maybe a dozen of them, and kind of a lot more weight to it. All right, you're gonna get through there. Okay. Okay, block it off. Yep, fair enough. Okay. Okay, they can't get in for now. Find another way up. All right, remember we're rescuing somebody upstairs in this hospital. Pretty quiet so far. I wonder if they're going to show any infected or if it's going to be all human enemies in this one. I'm enthralled.
That you, Nora?
Not sure who Nora is. She's somebody in the new game. Okay, climbing through the vents, looking down. Got little grates in them.
The fuck was Abby here?
I'm not stupid. You're gonna tell us where she went.
When Isaac talks to us about this...
I'm getting tired of this.
Nora. Nora! I'm not going down for her, man.
Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure. Okay, yep, do it quietly. I was going to say she's going to clang it open and alert all the people. Nope. Okay, we're jumping down. Yeah, I hope we get some next-gen footage that's just some extended gameplay for some of these summer events pretty soon, because I want to see...
Don't scream. Put that shit down. You remember me? Yeah.
Oh. Oh man, The Last of Us Part 2. And it is Part 2, it's not just The Last of Us 2. 6/19/20. State of play. Well, I think that's it, guys. So, yeah, I know it's not next gen, but hey, you know, there'll be some current gen stuff for E3. So, hey, why not cover some of that? So, there you go. That is their Sony's look at The Last of Us Part 2. Again, like I said, I'm very curious. I know Uncharted 4 had some accessibility features, and this was after The Last of Us 1 had come out. So I'm hoping that they continue that trend and even add more accessibility features and just kind of gameplay mechanic features. You know, like I said, having a kind of like, especially, you know, you're playing on a controller, so a lot of games will have a, you know, kind of generous auto targeting, or they will have kind of a lock on, like even Call of Duty in their campaigns, they would do that where you would hold down the left trigger and it would just snap to a recent enemy. And especially if you're low vision, you know, there's guys blending into the environments, especially if they're up higher or far away, or, you know, in an area where they just blend into more of the environment. Having that, being able to figure out where to go, having some kind of a clear waypoint telling you where to go, or indicating, you know, pickups in the environment, ammo, health, items. I saw when she was walking around picking up stuff, you know, they would have little icon things above, kind of letting you know what they were, so at least you could be able to find out what those types of things in the environment. But, you know, places to use your rope or things like that. So, yeah, we'll see how things go as far as visual accessibility goes for low vision. I don't know if there's going to be any font size options or anything like that. I highly doubt there's going to be any text-to-speech. If there is, it would be probably just the menu, the main menu. You know, if there's anything, but Sony hasn't really been doing that. That's been a Microsoft thing, and even the PS4's text-to-speech is way more limited than the Xbox One's right now, because, you know, you go through the store, you go through the dashboard, and even in there's a lot of places where you go into something and it's like you get this message all the time that says, "Oh, text-to-speech is not supported in this section," or "not supported here." Very, very frustrating, and they really need to address that for the PS5 interface. I really hope it's more consistently system-wide. Otherwise, I'm going to be very sad about that. So, anyway, there you go. I might just do this as a bonus video to keep it timely. Give you guys another fun non-E3 2020 video event. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Not quite sure when I'll be back for the next one. I don't know if there's going to be anything between now and June 8th. But I want to say June 8th we're going to have, there's some, it's through IGN and somebody else, I forget who. I think Upload VR. there's a summer VR event that's going to be happening. So with some game announcements and updates and things like that. So that is something that I may want to check out. And depending on what happens and when it is and whatnot, you know, maybe I can do a stream/recording of that event for you guys too. So like I said, this is not your typical E3 year. There is no E3. There's going to be tons of little events here and there, and so we're just going to play it by ear, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. You can follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, mixer.com/BGFH, and of course, illegally-cited.com and the YouTube channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, we'll chat with you in the next one.